Good afternoon and welcome to the 21st Annual Exhibit of Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Technology. We've been here discussing applications, efficiencies, problems, and market potentials. One of the questions, efficiency, begins when we get into the question, the issue of storage. How efficient are storage tanks? Pressurizing, does that cause losses in efficiency? It's been a running debate for the past 10 years, and there's always room for improvement. We'll be talking to a specialist in the field, Breuer, who's from Hydrogen Project, who is Hydrogen Project Manager at Hexagon Composites, about efficient hydrogen storage tanks. Patrick.
Thank you very much. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me today for the presentation about Hexagon Composites. I would like to give you an overview about our activities in the field of mainly hydrogen gas storage, but also would like to give you a brief overview about our company and what else we are providing in the gas storage field. If you look at the different technologies we host in our group, we basically differentiate between high pressure and low pressure storage. The high pressure cylinders are able to store CNG as well as hydrogen. We have one major part in the CNG automotive application, but also mobile transport is a very important product portfolio, and of course also hydrogen storage and transportation are our key competences. But nevertheless, also low-pressure cylinders, LPG, are from the historical point of view a very important part of our company, and we provide their products to serve all different usages from your barbecue to other applications with LPG. If you look at the different locations and production sites, Hexagon Composite basically is spread all over the world. The headquarters is located in Ålesund, Norway, but we have also in Norway 2 production sites in Raufoss, which care about the high pressure cylinder for CNG and hydrogen, as well as the low pressure cylinder production. In USA, we have another important production site in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is a site with the highest number of employees. They also concentrate on high-pressure cylinders for CNG and hydrogen. In our family, we have a latest entry with the company acquiring a site in Brazil, which hopefully will enable us the market entry in South America and takes the opportunities for hydrogen as well as CNG applications there. On top of these production or office sites, we also have sales representatives all over the world, in Europe, in Asia, to be the contacts for the customers and serve as a first contact for everybody who's interested in our products. Overall, we have around about 430 employees at the end of last year. If you look a little bit at the history, we started, our Hexagon Lincoln Composites started in 1963, building the first composite cylinders, and over the last decades, many different new members are joining the group with additional production capacities. Also, the revenue was increased over time, and we hope that this is something which will continue for the next decades as well. So we have a strong vision in growing and expanding our business. One important part of it was actually this year we have created a separate hydrogen business unit. I will come to this a little bit later, but this is a strong sign that Hexagon Composite sees hydrogen as a very important future product. Therefore, we would like to have our products spread out basically over the whole the chain from the generation of the hydrogen over the storage to the transportation and finally also the usage. That means ground storage, transport, and also the different applications. We finally would like to have products available for the customers. Here, just some pictures of already available market segments in our portfolio, and I will give you some more information about that on the next slides. Of course, one important market segment is the fuel cell vehicle market. There's always a lot of discussion about what is or what should be the future source for the electric vehicle. Should it be battery or should it be fuel cell? Even if we are not directly involved in battery technology, but we still think this is a common goal, and we will have both our market shares, and both are important to exist, and will bring forward the clean drivetrain technology. And both technologies have the disadvantages and advantages. So both will have their region or area where they can be successful. If you look at the transportation storage, it of course would be the perfect solution if we have the hydrogen produced by renewable energy, then stored for let's say a certain amount of time till it can be transported to the, for example, filling station or wherever the end customer will have their applications. And ideally, this is done by just one module, which can be stored at the production site, transported to the usage, and then also stored at the, on site of the final usage. And therefore, we have, for example, this transport module developed, which is also, of course, certified according to the ADR, which is the regulation for transport of dangerous goods in Europe. It's a Type 4 tank cylinder storage module, Type 4 with the plastic liner as a permeation barrier. You have the capability to easy transport or locate it on site due to the swap body structure. But it can also be adjustable to special customer needs if necessary. This is just some values what a typical smart store module can store. We have about 40 cylinders, which gives us a water volume of around about 18,000 liters with around about 320 kilograms hydrogen at a working pressure of 250 bar. This can be combined, so we can add one or two modules of the 20-foot containers to increase the capacity. And we work with different suppliers on the framework to enable this solution. This is another product we have not yet in place in Europe, but it's very popular in United States or South America. It's a larger trailer solution which consists out of 4 larger tanks which host each around about 2,600 liters. They are 11 meter long and around about 1 meter in diameter, all Type 4 tanks. I think pretty unique product we have, and these are, let's say, in addition, some smaller tanks positioned in the overall frame to use really each and every space available in the structure. As said, this is not in use in Europe, but in the United States, and even in for example Mexico, you will see this as a tandem operation. So 2 of these trailers are hooked after each other to increase the amount of gas transported at one time. Besides the transportable solutions, we of course also look into the final application. Bus storage systems are in many years a key competence at Hexagon. We are for many years already providing CNG systems to the market, and we can gain from that experience and the discussions and cooperation with the OEM in the bus segment, and also establish the hydrogen products in this area. We are working on that technology already also for several years and have several tanks certified. Always looking for new solutions and increased storage capacity to meet the demands of the customers and also of the market. If you look into new markets, the backup power application could be a potential a growth market. There are a lot of countries would like to establish or have already established a backup power in case you have a loss in communication due to grid outage. Many times it's powered by batteries, but also the operators have already evaluated that the hydrogen backup power solution is a more reliable and also more cost-efficient solution. And depending on the location of the backup power, sometimes it's on hills or let's say remote locations. You have to transport also batteries or hydrogen tanks, which are much lighter and also less costly to the locations. And this is definitely an advantage of the hydrogen backup power solution. Another topic which is more in the discussion are train applications. In every let's say public transport area, they are looking for alternative energies in the train area as well. We have already a high electrification of the train segment, but still some areas where we have to replace the diesel drivetrains with alternative propulsions. And then there's of course a reasonable discussion ongoing to exchange these drivetrains not with battery but directly with fuel cell powertrains, and of course then also hydrogen is necessary for onboard storage, and we have here also products available. Another niche market we hope that will get some more opportunities is the marine application. There are already some prototypes available, like the channel boat in Holland, which is already operated with hydrogen tanks from Hexagon. But also here, more and more renewable energy is the goal for the future, and to replace the fossil fuel drivetrain with batteries could be an option, but for that also high power filling station or high power station to charge the batteries are necessary, which is again a little bit difficult, I guess. When we have a hydrogen economy coming up in all areas, larger scale hydrogen filling station can be available for also marine applications, and here we have already products available for that market. To give you some ideas of our product range and what we can provide on cylinder sizes, we have here some different cylinder sizes available. I start with the transportable cylinders I've mentioned in the SmartStar module with rather low pressure. Then we have the heavy-duty applications which start with 350 bar working pressure, rather large, long tanks used mainly on buses, but also other heavy-duty applications. The stationary products are already in different filling stations in place. We have there a low-pressure 500 bar solution basically for the bulk storage, but also a working pressure solution of 105 megapascal, which can be used for the top fill of the vehicle, so you don't have to do the last pressurization with a hydrogen compressor, but you can do it directly out of the tanks, which gives, of course, some benefits on the operation. But also for the fuel cell vehicles, we have different solutions already certified and available. So this can be purchased by the customers and used in their application as well. So to give you the overview, so we have for the different applications, we have products in place. Of course, the largest market potential we see in the light duty and bus truck market. But definitely, when we increase the hydrogen economy landscape, also other market niches like backup power or gas transport will come in place. Infrastructure, of course, without infrastructure, no fuel cell can be operated. So here we also see in the growing market a very good opportunity. I just want to give you some feedback or information about our additional activities besides the product development. We are one of the, let's say, biggest participator in the development of codes and standards. And we had heard in the talk from Mr. Yolom before that standardization is, of course, a very important thing, where we also are giving our knowledge and expertise to provide safe products all over the world. And we are basically in every important standardization committee in US as well as in the ISO committees worldwide active to promote our technology, of course, but also to assure that we have safe products finally on the market. Furthermore, research is a very, very important part of our strategy, because if you don't do new developments, if you don't improve your products, you will sooner or later lose your market. And so we are heavily involved in European-based funded projects, mainly funded by the Fuel Cell Hydrogen Joint Undertaking, but also by Norwegian Council, and also from the DOE side, we are involved in several projects as well, all dedicated to improving the product or understanding important safety aspects like impact, fire, or other means. Of course, internally, we also do a lot of research. We have a dedicated research group who are always looking into new materials, new technologies for improving our products. So, for example, liner material, which is the key part and key element of our Type 4 tanks. We are always looking for different and new materials. And there are several variables or several specifications that can play a role in the final product performance, like the saturation, material thickness, temperature, and depressurization rate. So all these aspects can be investigated in our labs, and with that we can always be in the next project phase or product phase, we can improve our materials. So finally, to summarize the activities at Hexagon, very important for us, of course, we have established a separate business unit for the hydrogen activities to have a growth in the niche market, but of course also strengthen our current already available market applications. We see that still the fuel cell vehicles have the highest importance and will be the most important market for our products. But as we improve or increase the hydrogen economy, also the already mentioned niche market like marine, rail, and backup power will be our future. We have already demonstrated that our technologies are able to perform as safety and also reliable. So we have a good base for protection of our profitability in market share, and hopefully increasing this as well. And therefore, we see hydrogen and Hexagon as well as the future for our company. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just to add, of course, you're welcome to come to our booth in this hall in B60 if you have any further questions.
And we have time for one question from the public, if anyone does have a question. Right here.
I think you called them Titan tanks, also the ones with 250 bars.
Right.
Just what is the life cycle of that and major maintenance frequency?
From the tank point of view, you basically don't have any specific life cycle or maintenance requirements. A lot of times the authority bodies will give you some maintenance intervals, but this is really depending on the region, on the area you will operate the Titans. So from the tank perspective, you don't have necessarily any maintenance intervals.
Okay, for further questions, of course, just join Patrick at the booth B60 in that direction, and the conversation will continue. Thank you, Patrick, for your presentation.
Thank you.
We'll be continuing in 1 minute with our next topic.